Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the month of September 2021. It is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. We're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, the near future, and then we'll get into your person's energy and your energy. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been here. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I do personal readings. That information is in the description box below. All right, so while I was shuffling your cards and getting ready to do your reading, I saw the Seven of Wands. So I got the sense that there's something where you feel you need to have your guard up. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're being defensive. To me, it felt like you're creating new types of boundaries, and it's actually kind of freeing. So if there's been areas of your life that you've been working on having people understand what your actual boundaries are, I feel like in the month of September, it's going to become really clear. There's just a different approach to the way that you deal with people. And I really like that energy. All right. So one more cut and we'll look at what's going on for you. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse in the recent past with the Emperor and the World in reverse. Then we have the Temperance in your current energy in reverse with the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. Now in the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Moon in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. The overall energy is the Death in reverse. There you are, coming up in your reading. So you could be dealing with another Scorpio, but Death in reverse just tells me that there are cycles of, and I saw this earlier and I now know that it was meant for you. It's like the Phoenix, the death and rebirth, and you could be going through another moment where you're like, okay, here we go again. Here's another major change that I'm making for me. It's about something that needs to shift and change. So there's going to be something new that might pop up for you that needs to, again, be shifted. So you could have been in a place where you were starting to learn how to set certain good boundaries, and now something pops up and it's just like, okay, I've dealt with enough of this stuff. I know how to make it through this transformation. I can get through this one much easier than I've gotten through the ones in the past because you've been through it before and you know how it feels. So it's not as scary as it may have been in the past. All right, so let's look at the recent past. We've got the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Emperor, and the World. So as you close out the cycle of not being able to really speak your truth, this is where you take your power back. This cycle in the past hadn't quite closed out, but you found a way to stand strong regardless, even if you held your tongue under certain circumstances. So it feels like it hadn't quite closed out then, but I'm sensing that it is. And that's why we're talking about the Death was in reverse, but it's another cycle that's going to close and another change that's going to happen. All that matters to me right with this particular energy and the way it's set up is that you're taking your power back and you're going to stand strong. No matter what happens on the outside of you, you maintain this energy, which is great. All right, we'll clarify that in just a moment. So in your current energy with the Temperance in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Cups in reverse, there may be a tad bit of impatience. Maybe there's some people that you've dealt with, either a little bit emotionally immature. They could be younger than you. You have the Knight of Wands, which is someone who moves slowly in a passionate way. They don't necessarily show how they feel. And you could be losing your patience with that person or deciding that you just aren't necessarily open to the idea of working with this individual. I feel like this is a love situation. So if you were dealing with somebody like this, the current energy is just telling you that, yes, they're still kind of there. So these could be people around you at work. It could be a love. It could also be children for some of you. So you may be getting a little frustrated with the way that they're acting throughout the month of September, but it's nothing that you can't handle. This is, again, one of those shifts that you'll be taking. You'll be setting your boundaries with these particular people if you haven't already, and stand strong, and at times have to let people kind of do their own thing. So Spirit's basically asking you to have some patience, because right now I feel like there's a part of you that's, at times you can probably snap, and you may hold back from doing so because you recognize now, no, I've gotten beyond that. I don't need to. I'll work through this without having to, lose my temper with people, because I understand what they're going through, or I know why they're feeling and doing the things that they're doing. Okay. So in the near future, we'll clarify that as well. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Moon in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. So something that you've been watching grow. Could this be a relationship? Yes. Do I think there's some clarity? Absolutely. This is very much about letting go of the fear of how things can tend to go back and forth. So we may not always have a straight line. We're waiting for things to prosper. It could be that you're waiting to see your money grow. At times it feels like it's good. At other times it feels like it's not, and that could create a sense of fear. But I feel like you're getting beyond that. So that could be a lot of what you work on in September, is having faith that no matter what, you will always be taken care of. But you will probably go back and forth about it and have a little bit of fear around how things are going to show up for you. So to me, I feel like this is about faith, and this is going to be primarily around a work situation. All right, so let's clarify. We are going to get into your person and their energy. So if you're looking for some love information, we'll get more of that when we do that part of the reading. All right, so let's look at the Knight of Swords. Now, I feel like there's also somebody around you that isn't speaking up. So if there was expectation that somebody was going to come towards you, and maybe you're waiting for someone to tell the truth about something, I don't sense that this person's coming towards you yet. That cycle hasn't completely closed out. But what I am going to say is, you could be dealing with a Taurus. This is a boss, your boss type energy is going to be ready and waiting if somebody comes towards you. And I think you're going to set your boundaries with that person as well. All right, so let's see with the Knight of Swords and the Emperor. For Scorpio, this is the Five of Pentacles. So standing your ground and turning your back on things that don't serve you anymore. The Ace of Wands, because you're passionate. Look at that. The Tower comes in and shifts and changes things. Here you are again. You showed up twice now in your reading. So in the recent past, you may have felt like something had fallen away. They're bringing up ego, and by no means do I mean this in a rude way. We all have an ego, but sometimes we can stand in our power without having to have that, and I think that's what's shifting for you. I feel like an aspect of self that needed to protect is falling away, and that could also be beneficial when somebody shows up and does have something to say to you. It's like a new way of not just being passionate about the way that you deal with situations, but it's knowing that you can still stand your ground with, okay, how do I want to explain this? There's like 5 different things that are going through my head. So as these changes have happened, things could have crumbled around you. You didn't lose hope. You still stood your ground, and you're going to continue to as you move forward with those boundaries that you've set. So this is only falling away. If there's something that just recently did, it's because there is something amazing coming towards you. So if you've released a partner, or there's someone that you feel like that cycle has not closed out, there's a reason why that had to break away from you. It's because you are becoming more empowered, and in the next situation, there's going to be a lot more passion, and it's freeing you from any kind of catastrophe that might have happened in that relationship. I think Spirit's just saying, let the things fall that are meant to fall, and don't have that fear with the Moon in reverse that there won't be something new and great coming towards you in the future. All right, so let's look at Temperance in reverse with the Knight of Wands in reverse. So we have the Sun in reverse and the Seven of Wands. I think there's still a part of you that fears what you can't see, and that happiness isn't necessarily possible. You could just feel a little impatient. Like, I really just want to feel some kind of either relief or a sense of things are going to be okay. And that's creating some, a sense of vulnerability. But around the person that we were talking about, or people that you have around you, I think you're always going to be vulnerable to the people that you love, even if they act an ass. So if these are people that are close to you that you're not cutting ties with, that's where you're always going to have sort of a soft spot for them. Yes, it can create some ups and downs and maybe some sadness for you, but you know that as long as you set those boundaries properly, these people can't really stir things up for you. Your happiness is going to happen. It's as if Spirit's saying, don't let these things bring you down. Make sure that you understand that, yes, it may not look like things are going to get better, but they are going to get better, especially with those people that you care about. So just, sort of poke yourself every now and then when you start feeling that impatience come up and say, I know that there are definitely things that are coming that I can't see, and my happiness is most important to me. So I can be vulnerable to this people, but I'm not going to allow this to continue to create that kind of an instability or create some type of delusion that things won't get better. And then we have the Two of Cups pop up. They had me go right back to the deck. So there will be a meeting of the minds. If this is somebody that comes back, that the cycle that hadn't closed out, I think the two of you will have the ability to just say, you know what, we know and understand each other. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But at least we have some kind of clarity. Now, for some of you, this feels like a partnership that may be coming towards you. It could just be that you have a really good friend that understands you well, and that's helping you have hope with the stars that better things are coming. Okay, so those were for there. And let's see what's going on with the Seven of Pentacles and the Moon in reverse. All right, so we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Swords. So there still may be in the near future a little bit of fear around whether things are going to get to the place that you hope they do. But you're standing strong and watching things continue to grow. So yes, you might experience a little bit of that stress coming up, but that's that shift that I said you're going to go through. Just let those things that aren't meant to be fall away. Yes, there may be a little bit of fear around it, but see, then the Nine of Pentacles comes in to say, you've really been stable all along. You really do know who you are and what it is that you want. So you standing by gets you here, even through stress, worry, fear of not maybe having a future love situation or not having the happiness that you had hoped for. Yes, it may go back and forth for you. At times you're going to feel like things are going to be okay, and then at other times you may still revert back to sort of an old pattern of, are things really going to work out? Or, the ups and downs of stresses that we all feel within life, right? Okay, so I'm going to clear this and we'll get into whoever's on your mind. So think about that person for just a moment while I clear this. Oh, they want to be a little difficult. So there we go. All right, so this is for Scorpio and their person, please. See, the Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. There may be a little bit of confusion around a commitment and whether it's going to end up in a marriage or a committed long-term relationship. You could feel like this person is a twin flame. So the energy of the person you're dealing with is the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Swords. This person's seriously in their head. They're hurt. So if you're wondering what's going on with them, they're feeling a little betrayed right now. Now, the overall energy is the Queen of Cups. So there seems to be a lot of love between the two of you. But I think the indication is that the two of you love yourselves. This person's just having a really tough time with something that happened. So their energy is the Three of Cups. I feel like they're hoping that there will be some kind of either reuniting or some kind of, I want to say a celebration, but they're hoping that things will work out. Right now, they're feeling terribly heartbroken, which is stressing them the you-know-what out, and they're constantly in their head about it. So if you're wondering where they are, they're not in the best of energy. I think they want to, they may be pretending that things are going well, but really they're heartbroken as hell. And they're just constantly stressed out about what's happening between the two of you. All right, so we'll see in just a moment. With your energy, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Cups in reverse. This tells me there isn't a lot of okay, I know I'm stopping a lot in this because it just seems like the information's coming through quicker than I can speak it. The Ace of Swords in reverse would just tell me that a part of you may be losing the desire to wait and see where things go. I don't think you really want to walk away. And if you already had, or one or the both of you decided that you had to, it could be that there's this feeling of we're just still connected. The Five of Cups in reverse is not being focused on the sadness of the circumstances and maybe wanting to see if things can actually work out. Let's see what the romance angels and the possible outcome for you. All right, this is for Scorpio. So we have passion, which I think there is a tremendous amount between the two of you. Religious factors, stay optimistic, romantic feelings, and very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. This is where I think there's a decision that needs to be made. I think you're willing to see where it goes, but this person is feeling a little, I want to say they're a little in their feels. They are. They're just feeling terribly heartbroken. So if you're not with them, this is obviously somebody who's not in your life currently. They want this situation to work out. They truly do. So whether you're willing to or not, I feel like your energy says that maybe you will if they come. And I don't know that they did anything. If there was a third party situation, to be honest with you, it may have been you that was trying to get out of one situation and work your way into another. So this could be that. You could flip the scenarios if you're a cross watcher. I don't typically say that, but you can. All right, so passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Now, for those of you who have walked away from this person, you may be working on getting over it and trying to focus on your own thing. That's for some of you. That message just came through while I was reading the card. So I wanted to say that yes, the person could be hurting, but if you've already walked away, you're not wanting to sit in the energy of staying in those emotions. Like it's just, let's move on. I've got other things to deal with in my life. For those of you who do want this relationship back, there could have been differences in religion. There may be a lot of passion between the two of you, and it's just saying to keep your optimism about it. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. So for those of you who want this relationship, it is definitely seeming as though it's worth taking a look at and seeing if the two of you can come together. Because again, the Queen of Cups is a very nurturing energy. All right, let's look at the Lover's Oracle for you. Let's see what comes up. All right, this one is the one I want to pull. So it says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. And then we have only time will tell. And when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. I feel like one more. Then we've got transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. That's going to be for those of you that do want this relationship to work. Okay. Last but not least, let's look at the wisdom of the Oracle for a few last messages from Spirit. This is for Scorpio for September, please. All right, so we have Yang. So we have a lot of feminine energy floating around. We have poised, regeneration, I like that, go the distance, and loyal heart. So there is someone who is very loyal to you. Even if you're not with this person, I think there's going to always be a connection. That reduces to an 8, and that's eternity. For those of you who really do want this to move forward, you could feel like this is your true match. So be open to the idea that that can happen. All right, let's look at the rest of these. So yes, a lot of feminine energy, which is good. You could be focused on those aspects of your life. You could also need to balance a little bit between that and your masculine energy. It's a 1, so it's about new beginnings. Poised, this is a 48, which reduces to a 12 and then again to a 3. I always say this with this card. It's about mind, body, and soul. Stay poised. Even if you feel like the world is crushing on the inside sometimes, I think you always maintain your outer composure, and that's kind of Spirit's way of saying to you when I say weird things like that, keep your composure. You will get through whatever it is that might be coming up in September. Regeneration, it's another one of those shifts because 46 reduces to a 10, which is all about those new beginnings. So even if it's something smaller for you, it's like this is the energy. It's regenerating. It's going to feel new again. Things are shifting and changing still. Yes, it's always happening. And then go the distance. So don't give up. This reduces to an 11. You could be seeing 1111 a lot. It could just be about the individual energy of self. Yes, I talk about twin flames and soulmates with the 11, but in this case, I just feel like it's about being passionate about continuing with life. Just go the distance. There are going to be little bits of ups and downs, but you've made it to this point and you can make it beyond. All right, my loves, I hope this helped. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Again, if you'd like a personal, that's in the description box below. I hope you guys have a great month. I'll see you in next week's readings. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.